We're going to get into detail now with the help of our two panelists. So please welcome the CEO of Siemens Digital Industries Factory Automation at Siemens AG, Rainer Brehm. Rainer, welcome back to the stage. Here's your applause. And let's show some love to the CEO of Eplan. Here is Sebastian Seitz. Welcome, Sebastian. Hi. Great to have you. Gentlemen, take a seat. Rainer, welcome back to the stage. And Sebastian, is this your first time here on the Siemens stage?
Yes, it's the first
today?
time.
How do you feel? Comfortable?
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
All right.
Nice sofa.
Nice sofa. We're not going to talk about the sofa now. We're basically going to talk about your company, obviously, also, and the partnership between Siemens and Eplan. Now, if I'm informed correctly, you've been around for quite a while, too. 40 years, roughly 40 years, and you have a significant market share in machine building. Tell us, what does Eplan exactly do, and how does the collaboration with Siemens benefit your customers?
So what Eplan in general is providing is a software platform for electrical engineering and panel design. So for every cabinet that has been built or any automation system within machine building or other industries gets basically designed by using Eplan. Mm-hmm. As you said, we are around for 40 years. We were able to get some market share in that time, especially in machine building. So we're talking about roughly, or we always proudly say 70 out of the 100 most well-known machine builders are working with Eplan.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. And of course, especially the collaboration with Siemens is super important to us and to our customers, because Siemens is the market leader in providing components for factory automation and for automation systems. And so we have a huge desire, and our customers have a huge desire to integrate seamlessly the data that Siemens is providing for the components into their designs. So a close collaboration is super favorable for our joint customers.
So obviously Siemens important to you, but Rainer, I'd like to pass the question on to you. Why is Eplan important for Siemens?
Well, as Sebastian has said, they're two market leaders, and our customer expect that we work together, and we love to work together because we can make the life of our customer much easier. I think that is one important topic. On the other side, with two market leaders, it's also good to formulate standards, because for us it's also important the market should act on standards, and there are standards we created in the past, like E-class or kind of languages, how to exchange data. Mm-hmm. And we also want to shape the future together in open format, like we work together at initiatives like Manufacturing X, Factory X. But we also now say, how can we go beyond what we have done so far, and how we again can create standards which are market standards. And as a market leader, I think it's our duty to do that and our obligation, and we also love to do that.
And tell us a bit more about industrial co-pilots. I know this is also one of the highlights in the Innovation Hub. Yeah. Tell us about the latest advancements when it comes to industrial co-pilots. And maybe you can also tell us how successful it actually is, which has been proven just a couple of days ago.
Well, we started here on Hannover Fair 2 years ago, the first co-pilot to generate PLC code.
Okay.
Since then, the journey was really developing, and it ended somehow. No, it didn't end, but there was one great milestone on Sunday when we won the Hermes Award, very prestigious award for innovation with a co-pilot. So that's an entire journey, and we are using co-pilots, and we really believe co-pilots will change the way how you interact with automation, will make the entire engineering workflow more seamless. We started with generating PLC code, generating a hardware configuration, or generating HMI screens on the engineering side. But we see it really holistically, so we want to do co-pilots for the design of a product, for the planning of a production, the engineering, but also going into operations and in the service. And we have expanded since 2 years more and more our approach with co-pilots, made out of a product for engineering. At the end of the year, there will be a next step of this product. We go into products on operations. We will bring products on planning and design. But the other topic is we live in an ecosystem, and we believe in ecosystems. And then the question is, it's nice if we do something as Siemens, but our customers using different tools, doing their entire engineering workflow. And one major step of our engineering workflow is selecting components, building the electrical design of a machine, of doing the cabinet design, and with that then going the next step into the automation design. And that workflow is one of the main workflows which automation engineers does. And we need to work here together. Currently, there's a lot of manual work. You can import, export. There's work how you get new components in. But there is not really a good closed loop on the one side, and still it's manual work. And then the question is, couldn't we further automate that workflow? And now we said, okay, how we can do that. And now the concept of aging came up. And Sebastian and myself were sitting together half a year ago or something, not a little bit longer even, and said, hey, we do something together. As two market leaders, I think we are primary partners to do something. So we brought up the idea of, let's use the agent concept, which is kind of a next step of using generative AI beyond copilots, where you have copilots, but you also have orchestrator agents. And that orchestrator agents know, okay, in order to do a certain automation workflow, I need to select my components, then I go to Eplan, then I go in the tier portal, then I do the PLC programming. And if you tell an orchestrator agent, I want to do this, and then they said, okay, I would do this, do you want to execute it? You execute it, and now suddenly you bring together different tools of different vendor to automate a complete workflow. And that is a concept of agent.
I see you're very passionate about it. I'd like to just take a little step back, talking about AI and maybe also in general. You went already talk about AI agents, which we'll get to in just a second. But tell us again a bit about how AI helps in the engineering process, and also maybe specify Eplan's role in developing AI agents.
Yeah.
You can take us to that. I think we have a video to that too.
So I think in general, AI, at the end can help a lot in replacing manual work that engineers have to do today. So where, stepwise determined work to really automate these processes completely, and to help the system or the AI to autonomously derive decisions also and take the next steps accordingly. And so there are, I think, many ways of how we can apply AI really to really optimize the processes of our customers. So one, as Rainer said, of course, is the co-pilots, where we are already getting used to it, frankly speaking, already. But also the agentic AI approach to really define specific agents that can perform specific tasks and bring them together on an orchestrator to autonomously run an entire process where people today would have to spend hours and days in engineering work. So this is what we're aiming for, and what we have also already done, and what we have already been proving, and we will see this in a video later, how these agents interact. So the Eplan agent, as a specialist for electrical engineering, works together with an agent on the PLC side who has another task to perform. So I think that the concept of agentic AI is exactly that what we need to get the most value and the highest efficiency out of our customers' processes.
There's the buzzword I was looking for. We heard it many times here throughout the day already, agentic AI. But what is the next step in this collaboration between the two of you?
First of all, you can talk a lot about agentic AI, and I think we're gonna show it in the video. We do something already together, and what we do here, there's an automation task, there's an orchestrator who understands the intent, what to do, put it into a context, and then will give a proposal of what can be done. Maybe Sebastian, I do the tier portal, you do the...
Yeah.
So in the tier portal, you say, no, I want to have, please tell me which kind of products are obsolete. And there's an agent looking in the tier portal project where are components which are not up to date anymore, with obsolete, where new versions are available. So that is done completely automatically by an agent which is running in the tier portal. But then he said, okay, so that one is obsolete. So now it goes back and says, okay, if this is obsolete, how can you now further proceed because it was planned in Eplan, how the cabinet looks like. And therefore now an orchestrator said, okay, now I need to go to Eplan.
Yeah, and then the A-plant agent takes over, as you can see in the video here, and say, okay, if you have replaced it in the tier portal already, we are replacing the same components, of course, in the circuit diagram and in the automation project in Eplan. So the agent starts working and doing exactly what the agent did on the tier portal side, doing the same thing in Eplan, and replacing the components and updating the entire project to the actual state. And this is fully autonomously. So we can see now, of course, and read it here within the video, but in fact and in reality, this just works in the background. So like experts talking to each other, saying, hey, I have to replace those 5 components, and somebody does it for you, like a little magic.
Exciting developments, I guess we could say. I see you wanted to say something, add something.
No, I mean, what we showed here is kind of a first step of this process chain. I think more to come.
A lot more to come.
Because you can now think further beyond that step of a process chain.
So where can we find you to find out more?
Pardon?
Where can we find you to find out more? Now, we still have a few days here at Hannover Fair. Where else can we find you?
Yeah, you can find us here on the booth, of course. It's the booth 1, 2, 3 right here, so easy to remember. Right here, and in Hall 11 on the Retail Eplan booth, right at the end of the hall, where we can showcase quite a lot of things, and even more than what we have seen here today.
Again, looking at the time, we're up. Never enough time, actually, to talk about it. It's really just to spark some interest, once again, to, I guess we could say, throw out an anchor. And ideally, I'm pretty sure everybody here is interested to know more. So feel free to approach Rainer and also Sebastian here right after the show, on the sidelines. Thank you very much, gentlemen, once again for joining us. And this is your big round of applause. Let's give it up here for our 2. Thank you very much for joining us. And see you again later.
Thank you.